I don't know if you remember, but you and Triana were the first people in my last studio.
First people.
On
Oh,
my
I
Yeah,
remember.
like you were the first
Yeah.
in-person people that I had because I had.
So we're good to go. So just a little bit closer.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Okay.
You can either bring it closer to you or.
Okay, I'll bring it closer to
Yeah,
you.
yeah,
Is it going to... Okay, I'm here.
You guys are the last. You guys are the first ones that I had because think I had somebody, but they didn't show up or something. So you
Yeah.
guys ended up being like the first
I think I
people.
remember. Wasn't it Koreatown?
Yeah, yeah. And obviously they closed because of COVID. But anyway,
Yeah.
so Lance was having a party at his bar. You know, he has a bar in West Hollywood.
Oh, no.
Rocco's. He owns Rocco's.
He owns Rocco's.
Yeah.
God, that's always pumping.
Yeah, they have a lot of. I have a funny story about.
Oh, God.
I think I've told it on this podcast, but I'm not sure.
Uh-huh.
But so they were having a party for like a rap party for Big Brother.
Oh, yeah.
Because Chris Kirkpatrick from NSYNC was on Big Brother, and so they were both gonna be there. And I'm like, well, I'm fucking going, dude.
So you went to Rocco's?
I went to Rocco's.
I love it.
And was like waiting, and I saw Lance. He was there right away, and I went, and people were like taking pictures with him. It wasn't like a
Yeah.
lot of people there.
Okay.
We got there early,
Mhm.
so I waited in line. You know, met him, asked him, or I told him about my pod. I have an NSYNC podcast too.
Yes, I know that. You've got
so
like 3
I have 3 podcasts. That is
Yeah.
correct. And I told him about the podcast, and I was like, you can come on whenever you want. And
And-
he was very nice, but he was non-committal.
Yeah.
But yeah, I took a picture with him. I was like, okay, cool. Like,
Love
you know,
that.
yeah, because so fun story. My NSYNC podcast. Sorry, guys, this is the camera adds 10 pounds, but you know we're shooting the shit
I know,
here.
where are we today? I forgot.
So on my NSYNC podcast, when I released it, Chris Kirkpatrick of NSYNC shared it on his Instagram, which was
nice.
probably responsible for like, I would say 70% of the listeners that I have anyway,
God,
just because Chris shared it.
That's all it takes sometimes,
Yeah, I know.
isn't it? Just
So
like
I tell
that
people,
one...
share my fucking content
You just
because
never
it's that
know.
easy.
You just never know.
That's how
like...
it is. It's the easiest way to help your friend who's an artist.
Yeah.
Is to share their content. It's free, dude. It costs $0 to hit share and share. I tell people all the time, but
I know.
know.
It really is important to
It's
support.
free.
It's free. And
it takes 5 seconds to
and
share my hilarious clips that I post.
But yeah, that's what I was going to say. It's
Yeah.
not like they're recommending something that's like, I don't know, going to be offensive. Or
I mean,
maybe is it offensive?
I do have some
Yeah,
offensive
could be.
content, but
Yeah.
still, it's still fun. Like,
Yeah.
it's funny. Like, there's people, I don't share content, like, especially if I'm sharing like stand-up clips,
Yeah.
I don't share them unless there's people laughing in the background. Do you know what I mean?
Well, yeah, I mean, it's a
like,
comedy.
well, because it's funny because like
content.
I'll post something and obviously maybe it's controversial or maybe not everybody agrees.
Yeah.
And then people on the comments will be like, "This isn't funny." I'm like, "There's literally people laughing in the video."
Yeah, oh,
so
good
I don't
one.
fucking care.
Good comeback.
Yeah, I don't care if you don't think it's funny. Like the
Yeah.
proof is already there. They're laughing. So anyway, you guys, I have a guest in studio today. We're back. I'm back from the road. Gosh, it's been not rough, but kind of rough. 3 weeks I've been, God, I was in Dallas, I was in Vegas, I was in Austin. I'm back for a couple weeks actually. But this young lady is very special to me. She and I go not way back, but back far enough. We go back to like what, 2016?
Yeah.
She and I were both trainers at Model Fit, who you guys remember. And if you guys may or may not remember, she was the first guest I had in studio. Well, one of 2 of the first guests. We're missing one of us.
We are missing
We're missing one of the
one.
3 Musketeers. We miss you, Triana.
We do.
But I was like, well, and I wanted to get you new, but our schedules were back and forth.
Oh, it's tough, isn't it?
Yeah, it's very, we're both very busy. So we have her in the studio today. So ladies and gentlemen, all across the world, across the pond, because I'm sure you got fans over in the UK. She is a fitness instructor. She was a trainer. She is a platform content creator. She's a TV host, and and she's a podcast host. And the name of her podcast is Balancing More Than Just Weights.
Yes.
I didn't even need to refer
done.
to my notes. Put your hands together for my good friend Sarah Louise Rector.
Woo!
Oh, and the app that she has
there
is
we go.
called the SLR Life.
Oh, thanks,
Those
Pete.
are your initials.
Yeah, it's my initials. Now I'm
Yeah.
married. Yeah.
You're married now.
Well, I mean,
you've always
I've been married as long as you've known me. Yeah.
Yeah.
7.5 years.
So you guys are kind of newlyweds.
Yeah, I don't call that newlyweds anymore.
Well,
Or
like
is
I'm
it?
saying, like when we first met.
Oh, yeah,
you
we
were married
were.
for like a year-ish.
Yeah.
or something.
In fact, less than a year.
So this is an interesting. We can talk about this because something just happened to me recently.
Oh no, I'm nervous.
No. It's
Okay.
fine. But like, so I know the story mostly, but I'm missing some parts. You know, remind me how you and LaVon met?
Yeah. So I was on a holiday in LA.
Which is vacation if you're not from
Sorry.
the UK. Yeah.
Oh, you can be my translator.
Yeah.
So I was on a holiday in
Uh-huh.
LA. I'd never been to LA before.
Mhm.
I was with one of my really good friends. I'd been out, 4 months out of a long-term relationship as well.
Okay.
And that relationship had been on and off for 11 years.
11.
Yeah.
Wow,
So
that's a long
I grew up
time.
in my 20s,
Right.
with that ex of mine.
Huh,
And I was
yeah.
on this great trip in LA, literally loving life. It's
Yeah.
LA. And we were out one night. We were at Chateau Marmont, the famous iconic place.
Iconic,
It's
yeah.
iconic. And
You know how many people have overdosed at the chateau?
well, thankfully, I'm here to,
True. Yeah.
tell my story.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we were at Chateau Marmont. Me, my really good friend, and a couple of others were with us. And I remember I was with like my really fun gay best friend.
Okay.
He's like my sidekick boy. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And LaVon, who's now my husband, walked in, and my friend Scott went to me, "Oh, darling." And I looked and I was like, "Oh, I can swear, right?" Oh, yeah.
Who are you talking to?
I know, sorry. And I was like, "Oh, shit."
No, yeah, you could do it.
Because I was like,
It just on YouTube, I will have to check. This is not for kids. But
yeah,
other than that,
there
we're
we
good.
go.
Yeah,
Check
yeah.
that box.
Yeah, we're
And
good.
I was like, "Oh, shit." Because I was like, I don't want to be into anybody because I'm really enjoying just living the Sarah life.
Yeah, just
But I was like,
fucking-
this, in my eyes, this absolutely gorgeous guy walked in,
Yeah.
and I was
it's very
like,
dreamy.
he is dreamy, isn't he?
Yeah.
And I was like, oh shit, this is not good. And I was like, okay, let's just focus with our group. And then my other friend caught me like eyeing him up, and she was like, "Oh, we got to make this happen." And I was
Yeah.
like, "No," kind of thing. I just didn't want it, you know.
I get it, dude.
So yeah, that was that. We kind of carried on with my little group, and then we actually were leaving.
Uh-huh.
And Scott again goes to me, "You don't want to go, do you?" And at this point, I turned around, and one of the girls that was with us, she'd waltzed right over to LaVon, who, bearing in mind, hadn't really paid much attention to me, I don't think.
I'm sure he noticed you.
He
but-
probably did, but he was with a big group of people,
course.
some
Uh-huh.
stunning girls. There was a big crowd of them.
Yeah.
And he was actually chatting to a girl as well.
I mean,
And I turned around, and my friend, Lucy, she'd gone over with a napkin with my number
Fuck
on
yeah.
and just planted it in front of him going, "My friend really thinks you're hot. Here's a number. See ya."
And did she point at you?
Well, kind of,
Uh-huh.
but we were kind of all right, like out of the door.
Yeah.
So then we get to the actual main front door, and Scott goes, "You don't want to leave, do you?" And I was like, "I think it'd be a bit silly. We're on holiday. Why are we leaving? It's a little early."
Yeah.
We turned round, and LaVon's walking down from the table, and we kind of just crossed paths, and we both looked at each other, and Scott just kind of like initiated in a jokey Scott way, whatever he said. I can't remember.
Yeah.
And that is it.
And that's it. The rest
Literally,
is history.
that night, we went, like, LaVon's a little social butterfly, not as much as he used to be, may I add,
Yeah.
but
I mean,
he
we get old.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And he was like creating this after party, so we stayed
Oh.
around. But then,
Were there drugs at this after party?
not that I remember, to be quite honest.
Well,
No,
Good
no.
party, then. Good after party.
Yeah,
You
there
don't
was.
remember the
Yeah,
drugs.
no, not at
Uh-huh.
all. Lots of drinks were flowing.
Yeah.
But then we did have a cheeky little kiss. Okay, this
Okay.
gets funny. We had a
Okay.
cheeky little kiss in the hallway. I will say I initiated it.
What do you mean by cheeky little kiss? Like you kiss on the cheek?
No, actually, no. As in, like, we had a really big kiss.
Oh, you guys made
yeah,
out?
but like,
Okay.
I never say make out because
I mean-
that's an American terminology.
Yeah, for sure.
But I did
you
push
say cheeky little kiss.
a cheeky little kiss just to
Okay.
kind of lighten it because,
Gotcha.
you
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
probably blushing here.
Yeah.
And I pushed him up against the wall anyway.
Oh,
Yeah.
Like the NSYNC song, Up Against the Wall.
Oh, really? I don't know
Dubstep,
that
you would
one.
like it.
Oh, okay. We might have to listen to that. So yeah, but then, long story short, because we're taking up most of your
No, we're good,
podcast
we're
here.
good. People like this stuff.
The girl that he was talking to at the time, you know, when I said he was talking
Yeah,
to
yeah.
a girl,
Uh-huh.
he wasn't into apparently, but she was like the general kind of like manager of Chateau Marmont, the area.
Hilarious. Uh-huh.
And apparently she really liked him. And she
Uh.
saw us kissing, and then she grabbed me and was like, "You are not welcome here," and
She
kicked
tried to
me
cock
out.
block?
She kicked me
That's so
out.
funny.
So anyway, I turned around and went, "See ya," and left.
Deuces.
Yeah, and then I woke up the next morning and my phone was just like bombarded with messages from this WhatsApp number, and I was like, "Who's this?" And I looked at the profile pic and I was like, "Oh, it's the hot guy,
Wait,
LaVon."
WhatsApp?
Yeah, we were WhatsApping.
Really?
Well, yeah, because I've
it's
got
like
an English phone.
international kind
Yeah.
of thing, right? Yeah, yeah.
So I've got my English phone, remember? And I
Yeah,
remember
yeah.
I was like, who's this number? It's like,
Interesting.
and I looked at the little picture and I was like, oh, it's the
Oh, wow.
hottie.
Perfect. Good for you. Well, congratulations. It's 7.5 years.
Yeah, I know.
No, the reason why I thought of it was
Why?
because I was in Austin this weekend.
Yeah.
Had honestly one of the best weekends
In Austin.
in my life.
Wow.
Like so awesome. Like it was. I had so much fun. Like I felt. I can't describe it.
Are you trying to tell me something really fun happened?
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, lots of fun stuff happened, but like
Oh.
I don't know. I felt it's for the first time I felt really alive. But anyway, for a number of reasons, there's just the comedy scene is like thriving there right now.
Mm.
It's like it's fucking like set. My last night there, I had 4 shows in the same night, just walking from show to show. Like
Gosh,
they're
that's
all.
a lot though, right? Exhausting.
It's just no, it's fun.
Adrenaline.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good.
Anyway, so have you ever been to Austin?
No, but I'm dying
One of my
to
favorite
go.
cities,
Yeah.
top
I
3
think
for
I'd
sure.
love it.
Yeah,
I really do.
I got New Orleans, Nashville, Austin.
Oh,
are my
interesting.
favorites. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, for different reasons. But so anyway, so my last day there, they have this bridge. It's called the Congress Street Bridge,
Mm.
and underneath the bridge live hundreds of thousands of bats.
Okay.
Yeah, and in the summertime or when it's really hot, when the sun goes down, they all fly out from under the bridge and they like not light up the sky, but they fly across the sky. And I've never seen it. I've never seen a bat like fly across the sky, and let
Yeah.
alone hundreds of thousands of bats. And like I've always wanted to see it. So the first time I went, I was with Ashton. We went and it wasn't hot enough. And then so I've been there several times since then. So I've attempted to see the bats 3 times in Austin before this. And I'm like, well, it's hot this time. I'm going to go see the fucking bats. And my friends that I went with, they all had shows that night. So I'm like, well, I'm just going to go see the bats. Like I stayed an extra day because I wanted to see the bats. Because every
Wow.
other night I had shows.
Oh my gosh, you stayed another night to make sure you saw some bats.
Yeah, dude. You know how I am about
I
vampires.
know.
Like my dream would be like to get bit by a bat, turn into a vampire, and they'd be
Oh.
like, "What, dude?"
Oh
You know?
gosh. Wow. I like
So I'm
it.
sitting there, and so they give you like a window. Like it's supposed to happen when the sun goes down, and sunset was supposed to be like around 8:30. So I got there like at 8:15, get a good spot. Everyone lines up on the bridge so you could see the bats, and people even like congregate underneath the bridge so they can see them literally flying out. So I'm sitting there, and then like there's like 3 people, and they're like hanging out next to me. And we just start talking because, I'm by myself. And I was like,
Yeah.
oh, have you guys ever seen the bats before? Because I've never seen them. And they're like, oh, no, we came from Canada. Like,
Oh.
we heard this is cool. And I'm like, yeah, I've never seen them. It's just talking the whole thing. Anyway, long story short, one of the girls was kind of hot.
Here we go.
Not kind of hot. She was pretty hot.
Here, Canadian hottie.
Yeah, she was really pretty.
Oh.
But whatever. Like, I thought she was, so it was one dude and 2 girls. And the dude was like kind of good looking, so I thought they were together, and maybe the other friend was like the third wheel.
It's not a throuple though.
No,
Oh.
but I don't know this yet. I just met these people.
Yeah.
And so I'm talking to them, just like, talking about why I was there, and they were really big comedy fans. So they were asking me all these questions, and obviously like I know a bunch of these people that they're, whatever, like. It was just cool. And so I was talking, but long story short, we ended up being there for like 2 hours waiting for the fucking bats to come out. They still didn't fucking come out. So I've gone 0 for 4 now and on the bats in Austin. And so at the end of it, we're just like, everyone's gone. Like no one's on the bridge anymore. It's like 10 o'clock. And I'm just like,
No bats.
well, that was a failure. It's like 10 o'clock now. So now I'm just like, it's been a while. I've been out of the game for a while. You know what I mean? And so I'm like,
This is making my palms sweaty. Like,
really?
Yes,
Oh,
I'm
a
really
good story.
excited.
So I
'cause I'm
tell
really
her,
excited for
I'm
you.
like, I'm really disappointed that the bats didn't come out. I'm like, you're really pretty. So like, at least I can like get like, exchange information and stuff and whatever. And so I told them I would take them. They were big comedy fans. So my friends were performing like at one of the clubs. I'm like, do you guys want to go see a comedy show? Like I'd love to hang out with you. And then you guys can go to a comedy show. So I took them to see my friends that were performing. And then they thought it was so cool that like I knew these people and like whatever. And I was
such
just
a
talking to this girl,
baller.
and then we went out to this country line dancing spot and whatever. And she was like, I want to move to Austin. And I was like, oh, I've been thinking about moving to Austin myself, and she's like, yeah, it's really hard to get a visa. And I'm like, whoa.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I'm like, why don't we just get married and then you can get a visa and like problem solved, dude. And her friend is like, yes, so it was her birthday, right?
Okay.
And apparently like they came out for her birthday, but also like to find a husband. Like that was like her goal. And I'm just like, and her friend's like, yes, she will marry you. And I'm like, that's fucking like, yeah, dude. Like, why not? Who cares?
Does she tick a lot of the boxes that I know you want? We had this conversation, remember?
True Blood was one of her favorite shows.
Okay,
so
there's a tick.
we're into vampires. She's not a big sports fan, but like whatever.
That grows.
She likes pop music.
Oh my.
So she checks like 3 or 4 of them.
Does she like barbecue food?
And
Perfect.
they went to a couple places. So you know, I mean,
literally, my palms are sweating because
story,
I'm really
right?
excited.
But it's like
for
similar.
You.
Like you guys made it work because you guys met and then you went back home. And then you kept in contact.
Yeah,
and then
we
you got married. X amount of,
a year of long distance.
Yeah.
Like every 6 to 8 weeks.
How many times did he visit you in the UK?
Once. Which honestly is fine. Because for me, I preferred coming out to LA. It's like it would have been harder for me to entertain him, I feel, in London.
Yeah.
And I could manage, at the time I was doing a lot of modeling, so I could manage my schedule easier than because he was like, he's an actor.
Yeah.
So it's a little bit more like auditions drop, as you know.
Right.
And for me, I was like loving it. Rocking up to Heathrow on a Thursday, and I am out of here till Monday sometimes. Just Thursday to Monday.
Take me on a trip. I'd like to go somewhere.
Oh yeah, take me to New York. I'd like to. Oh no, I don't
see
know if that's
LA.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, you had it.
Is that Estelle? Estelle, she's
and
British.
Kanye. Yeah, she is.
Yeah.
And Kanye.
Yeah. So I used to love rocking up to Heathrow because I was like, I am out to see the palm trees.
And then you made it. And so how many times did you come out here in that year?
I think it was 5.
Wow.
Yeah.
You were really rocking out.
Yeah. That passport was getting used.
Yeah,
And then he did a 3 and a bit week, I think, trip to the UK. So that's where Christmas, New Year, saw my mum, my friends. Yeah. And I think he was just like, wow, this girl just gets better and better.
So you're saying there's a chance.
There's a big chance.
There's a chance.
Yeah. I mean, it was very wild. It's a very wild situation.
Of course.
Especially when there are so many people in the world and in where you live. But when you know, you know.
The thing for me was I just travel so much for work, obviously. So it's like I go everywhere. What's another place? Like I can book gigs. We talked. I was like, okay, because it's like she lives like 3 hours from Detroit, and I'm like, okay, well, I can go work in Detroit. I can go work in Chicago. It's like maybe we see each other a couple times, and it's not as hard as opposed because she could just drive to Detroit for 3 hours. It's not that hard. We'll see what's up,
Do you know what I think? When you want something to happen, you make it happen. You could be like,
I was just having fun, dude.
Exactly.
I was high as fuck too.
Oh god,
it was the best. I had so much fun, dude.
And you've needed that, I think, for a while.
Totally. I mean, I've been on the road, but like literally, the last 3 weeks have been great because I got to go to Dallas, hang out with my best friend. My godson graduated.
Oh yeah,
just hanging out with friends, and then my brother and I went to Vegas last weekend.
Oh yeah, how was Vegas?
I mean, it's Vegas.
Yeah,
dude.
you had a great time.
Yeah,
I still need to relive Vegas. I need to do it again.
I feel like I'm too old for Vegas. I usually only go for work, which but it's Vegas, but just fun to like hang out with friends and family, and then work, obviously. So it's been a cool, and it's my birthday,
Oh yeah,
so
what's the date?
It passed. You texted me.
Yeah. What are we in now? Oh gosh,
it's like 2 weeks ago.
Oh my gosh,
Triana's birthday's this week.
That's it, Triana. Right? Oh my gosh, Triana's Sunday, 11th.
Yeah. Don't forget, we got you, Triana.
Triana, we're coming at you. We're coming to Morocco.
So let's. Sorry about that, guys.
Stuff on a tangent.
Yeah, no, it's great. So you obviously we were trainers together, and then our gym closed, and we had quite the fun though at that little place. We gave it a good run, right?
We did. Very memorable for a lot of clients who we both still see as well.
Right, totally. And I think that I always talked about it to just people in general, but I felt like between me and you and Triana specifically, because we were like the OG.
Yeah, we were there
stayed
a lot.
from beginning to the end.
True, very true.
But we were responsible for building the culture there.
Yeah.
Really welcoming the people, and people I think appreciated that.
Yeah.
A couple of people came on later on, but we were like the OGs, and I feel like I took pride because we were responsible for that,
For sure. We set the tone, I think, which is nice.
No pun intended.
No, yeah. Oh yeah, we were toning. It was. Do you know what? For me as well, I was still on the newer side to living in a completely different place for so many different reasons. But it was like you guys created a bit of a family for me as well.
Totally. You guys are like my sisters. I say it all the time. even though we saw each other a couple weeks ago, but like
But that was
just
like the first time
I
in a
know.
while.
And it's crazy just because it's like, but like that's what social media is like, because you see what everyone's doing,
Yeah.
and then you kind of know what's going on in everyone's life and where they're going, but then you're like, oh shit, I haven't seen you in like 6 months.
Yeah,
This is crazy.
but I feel like
It
I've
doesn't feel that way.
known everything that you've done.
Right,
Yeah,
yeah,
so
exactly.
it's so
So,
funny, isn't it? How
but it
that
is nice just to
yeah.
like finally see each other in person and
I
catch up and like,
know. It is. It feels. It's very comforting.
yeah,
It is because
yeah,
you are like my family in
yeah.
LA.
Thanks.
So
Same.
oh, okay.
But like, okay, so we'll talk about it. So with COVID happening, we all kind of had to adjust for no. I mean, Lord knows I fucking had to adjust and
Yeah.
did this fucking I had
Ah.
a lifetime and 2 lifetimes of experiences just with COVID and everything that I did,
Yeah.
But you obviously kind of shifted gears, but in a great way because you created your own stream. You were doing streaming workouts,
Yes.
and then you went as far as just making an app, and you do
Yeah.
it. So let's talk about that.
To be quite honest, when the studio closed,
Yeah.
I actually was already in talks with getting it rocking.
Mhm.
But me being me, I do feel maybe not as much as I used to be. I'm a bit of a perfectionist.
Uh-huh.
So that's a good thing, but it's also a bad thing sometimes because it can make things take too long.
Right.
So
I get it.
basically, even before COVID hit, the app could have come out, if I'm honest. But
Okay,
me
yeah.
just being me, I was like taking my sweet time and just trying to be perfectionist and all of that. And
Because apps are expensive.
yeah, but however, I did it through another kind of platform that was
Okay.
already established, or they
Oh,
were in the
right.
new stages. It was a company that was targeting fitness trainers,
I
actually.
feel like I remember this happening.
Yeah,
I feel like
possibly. And I feel like
I was just like, eh.
yeah, they most likely reached out to
Yeah,
you.
I feel like we did.
Or I might have even been like, hey.
So that's now that you say that, I feel like I remember that, and I was just like, I don't.
Because it does seem a little bit daunting at the time to be
Yeah.
like, okay, you need an app. Well,
Right.
I have no freaking idea of how to do an app.
I don't know how to do it. I just know it costs a lot of money.
Yeah, exactly.
Like
Whereas
thousands of dollars.
thousands.
And I'm like, meh.
Yeah, exactly. Whereas this company already do a lot of the work for you.
Got it.
And
Perfect.
yeah,
Yeah.
it goes that kind of road. They have
Okay.
a platform and it's like plug and play, basically.
Uh-huh.
You create the content, you write your text, you upload your pictures. Great, you're done.
Uh-huh.
And then that was like the main version, which was like desktop friendly. And then it was the app version that came out. So I did the desktop version, like, a simple website with a login process and people can access my workouts.
Yeah.
And then that's when
Did
the
you
app
say
came.
Process?
Process.
She means process, you guys.
Oh yeah, I do, don't I?
It's okay.
God, I'm really bringing the Brits
You are
out
but
today,
I love
aren't
it.
I?
We always love it. It's one of your endearing
Oh,
qualities.
funny.
But like, it kind of was like, unfortunately, but fortunately, like the perfect storm because COVID happens and we have no choice but to be working out
Yeah.
either virtually or on an app or streaming or
For
something.
sure.
So that kind of helped, I'm sure.
It did. And as much as I know a lot of people that really struggled and went through some really awful times
Oh,
during
like me?
COVID. Yes. But, like in other terms, like health wise and the whole pandemic
For sure.
and lost a lot of things, lost people.
Mhm.
For me, COVID, I had to take it as like, okay, I've got to switch this and turn it because I don't like not being busy. I'm a
Right.
girl from the age of 16, 17. I've worked and I've always been busy.
Right.
So then all of a sudden overnight, things just go, okay,
Bananas.
and done. It was like you could go into panic mode, which I did for a moment. And then I was
Same.
like, yeah, I've got to turn this into something.
Well, I feel like for like maybe the first week or so of lockdown, and we're just like, okay, like we'll just relax
Just
and stay at
cruise.
home for a few days. Like I could do that.
Have
Like,
some edibles.
cool, yeah. Like I'll
cook
watch
some
Tiger
food.
King and
Oh,
fucking
Tiger
relax
King.
and like, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
we're good. And then we're like, okay, this is too much now. Like I need money.
Yep.
I need fucking like, what am I gonna do? And ultimately, obviously, that's why I ended up going to Oklahoma because there's just too much
Yeah.
uncertainty, and I just needed to be like, and LA sucked at that point.
Yeah,
I mean,
LA is a place that's hustle bustle, socialize here, there. You're always outdoors. You're very rarely in your place. But yeah, you just literally
be in
just
your
went,
place.
vroom,
Yeah, and
didn't
was-
it? I was crying to Triana
Mhm.
in the supermarket, like literally like 24 hours when we're all kind of going into lockdown, like I had a bag of 20 lemons in my hand. Like, you know, those bags, like literally bulk buy stuff.
Right.
And I'm like, I don't know what I'm buying. There's no canned food on the shelves.
Yeah, there's no
and
meat.
Yeah.
There's no
There was
nothing.
literally, and I was like, I've got a bag of 20 lemons. And I remember I got home and Lavon's like, what are we going to do with 20 lemons? I was like, I don't know, but just help a girl out here. We just need them. You never know.
There was no meat and like you said, no canned like food.
Yeah, it was odd. It was
so I remember like the first like week or so, I got really lucky that we had like chicken and some stuff that I could cook up. And then like, I feel like the second week was when they kind of started bringing food back, like edible stuff. But like that first week, I used to joke about it, but the only thing on the shelves in my neighborhood, because I used to live right there by the Beverly Center, was chorizo.
Oh.
And I was like, fuck it, dude. I guess I'm eating chorizo for the next few days.
And I love how you say that.
Well, I'm Mexican.
I know. I love that.
Would you say, how would you say it?
Chorizo.
Chorizo, yeah. Chorizo.
Oh, chorizo.
It could be used in a derogatory way.
Yeah, I can imagine.
If you're brown like me. But but it actually, that's one thing that came a positive, because I probably hadn't eaten chorizo in years. And because I ate it for like 2 weeks during the first part of COVID, now I kind of have it like kind of often.
Oh, there you go.
It's so good with eggs, dude.
Oh no, I love chorizo with eggs. Yeah.
Even in tacos, if you just make it with the tacos and put like some cilantro and onion.
Oh God, my mouth's watering.
Fucking
you
same.
Not brought any with you.
I should have. I'm sorry.
Oh.
So tell me about the app, dude. I know you do like. You were, for a while there, you were doing like live streaming.
I was doing a lot of live classes through like Instagram lives, and then I transitioned.
Instagram live.
Do you remember?
Yeah, everyone was logged in. Everyone was going live. You're like, get the fuck out of here.
Everyone was live. You'd be like, okay, there's no just like static stories. It's live. So I did those, and I actually was having like, I wanted to incorporate other people with me.
Oh yeah, I remember.
So it didn't feel so eggy for me. Like, hi guys, I'm here on my own. But hey. But then I was like, no, let's bring in other people who've also got like industries and careers and things that they can talk about and who I know like to work out. Right. So I turned it into kind of like a fun little thing. So like it was like, oh, this week we've got so-and-so talking about skincare and a workout and mum life and
Shout
all this.
Shout out to Joanna.
There we go. Joanna, for sure.
Nguyen, is that her last name?
Nguyen, yeah. And just loads of different people. Ashley Keating. Remember Ashley? Pop star.
Yes, I remember.
You do remember. Yeah. Like, so,
I was trying to think of the name of her song that I played in class one time, but I can't remember what it was.
No, it's on the tip of my tongue. It's right there. It'll come to me in a minute. Stacey and Sophia, mum and daughter. Right. I had all these different people coming on. So it actually was really fun. But you were doing
it, like they were live as well, and you
at
guys were the same live.
Yeah,
it wasn't like you guys were together.
No, it was a split screen. Yeah, even Triana joined me one time.
Yeah,
I don't know why you didn't.
I don't know.
See, maybe I made it female friendly.
Maybe.
I don't know.
Okay.
Anyway, moving on. And then it turned into Zoom classes. I started being like, okay, let's make it a bit of a money maker here, so to speak.
Same, because I was doing lives for like maybe like a couple weeks.
Yeah.
And then when everyone realized that we were going to be locked down for a long time, then like, Prevail started doing them. Rumble started, like every studio started doing, and I'm like, okay, well, you guys
don't need
me anymore. I'll just,
Yeah, it's tough, isn't it? But I did the Zooms, and I still do the Zooms, but I've not in fact, I don't even do the Zooms still, actually, because I've not done one for weeks because my schedule is crazy. But I think it's a really nice way, especially now because I've got the app and I'm a little bit more established all over the world, which is really nice.
Hell yeah.
So I've got people that join me from here, there, and everywhere.
Yeah.
But then again, it's not consistent. It's not consistent though.
What do you mean?
It's really hard to get, I find, consistency with people because we all have such busy lives and things going on. So I find it really hard to have the consistency of Zoom.
You mean like Zoom?
Zoom,
right? Yeah, I agree.
I find it really hard.
But that's why the streaming's good, because they could just go whenever they want to and be like, okay.
And I can see when people are working out. I can see what videos they're doing, which is really good because then as a business mind, I can be like, okay, these are the videos that are the popular ones. Let's crank out more of those. So people are getting what they want. But I like to make sure subscribers to the app really have that personalized experience. So, it's not like I'm just the face of it and that's it. I really like to check in as much as I can with people. So
how do you do that?
like I go on and I go into people's emails and I write to them.
You write personal emails.
Because I
Go
feel
good
like
for
it
you.
needs to be more personalized and
Yeah.
not just like so robotic and fitness on the internet style. Do you know what I
Right.
mean? Because it can
Yeah.
be a bit medicinal and not like getting that real personal feeling.
I like that.
So yeah, I try to do that as much as I can. It is hard
Yeah.
because, you know, it grows. And so that's maybe one day where I need a bit more of a team. But now Levon's joined the SLR Life team.
Really?
Yeah.
Doing what?
So he's now created a YouTube channel for me.
Oh, okay.
So we've got a YouTube channel going.
YouTube's great, man.
Yeah.
Like, sometimes because you can, it's easier to monetize on YouTube.
Yeah, for sure.
And sometimes I'll see videos, I'm like, who the fuck's watching this? But it's like, I don't know, people do.
It's really great.
Especially the younger people, it's all about YouTube.
I feel like that is more of the way, isn't it?
Yeah.
He has a lot of like ways he can like find all the different analytics and stuff like that. Like the craziest things, like what captions are the best,
Oh, really?
or like he's really,
good.
So he's like the creative developer
Okay,
for
cool.
that side of things.
Yeah.
Obviously, I've had, you know, like some subscribers of the SLR Life app who I'm close to. You know, I've got friends who are on there and stuff like that who love to support me. They're like, so what's the mindset behind having the YouTube channel when you've already got an app?
Yeah.
So it's hard, isn't it? Because you're kind of cranking out free content on YouTube.
So you
but
do
then
like little clips on YouTube instead?
I have some videos that people can actually do and work out fully. They're short though, even though I have a lot of the short stuff on my app. I'm making sure I'm like getting out a lot more longer ones for now on the app now. But it's, you know, as a business owner, it's a great tool to have for marketing, to connect.
You never know where people are going to find you.
You just never know. So
the thing about YouTube is that they're trying to compete with like TikTok and Instagram Reels,
because they have the shorts.
So
now.
if you push shorts on, like my shorts on YouTube get thousands of views.
Well, that's interesting because we're still learning on there.
And I don't, but it's crazy because I don't have nearly as many like subscribers on YouTube as I do followers on the other platforms.
Right.
But I get way more views because they just push it. I don't know.
I know. I'm still trying to. Well, Levon's obviously guiding us on this journey for YouTube because I'm like, hey, this is your thing. Obviously, I want to create the best content I can, but you've got to kind of guide this. I can't do the app, the private clients, and all the other things that I do. But it's really kind of fun doing it, having him on board now as well. So it helps. It's really nice.
I'm glad.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Like I said, I mean, it was like a perfect time, I think. And when I talk about, you know, sometimes I veer away from talking about like workout stuff on here. I try to, but sometimes like we get caught up in another conversation. I'm like, shit, I didn't do anything fitness on this episode. But like, I feel like, you know, I'm a big, just fucking do it. Don't make excuses, you know, wake up, work out, or whenever you're going to work out, but just do it. Make the time and do it. And I think one of the positives, there are some that came out of COVID, was these like Zoom workouts, online workouts, virtual workouts, where people understand like, hey, maybe I don't need to go to the gym. I could get just as good of a workout from the comfort of my home on my own time. And it's better than doing nothing.
Absolutely.
Most people do nothing.
Yeah, right? It's kind of crazy. I think we're very lucky. We've already had that. And for a very long time, the mindset of wanting to move. And we know how good it, not only physically, but mentally, it's a lifesaver. Yeah. It really is.
I would kill people if I didn't work out.
Exactly. So we don't want that. So
Or fight at least.
Yeah, probably fight, I think. But it really is a game changer. And I think we back in the day were always like, you got to be in a gym, you got to work out for an hour, you know, all these things, you got to lift heavy weights and that's it. You got to run on a treadmill for however long. But now you can do it in a more savvy way that adapts to your lifestyle. Don't get me wrong, if you've got the time for an hour, do it because you're going to feel fab. But I know a lot of people that have always had that excuse, I don't have that time. Whereas now if you can do like, 20 minutes, stop 15, if your little kid's rocking around you whilst you're on your yoga mat doing some of the leg moves, great. You're setting a great example. Like there's just no excuse. You can do 5 minutes of arms while you're making your coffee in the morning. Like there's no excuses unless you're hungover.
I'm not going to name any names. But I was on a show for a while. I'm not going to name any names.
Oh, I really want you to name names, though.
You know what? Fuck it. Damn it. I don't remember what her last name is. But the show was called Get Fit with Allie. And she was this girl that won like The Biggest Loser on a specific season.
Okay, I've never seen that
And
show.
I
But
mean, this is years ago. This
okay.
had to be like 10 years ago. And her whole thing, like she lost a bunch of weight on The Biggest Loser, won The Biggest Loser, whatever. I forget what her name was. And then she got her own show, and on the show she would like go to people's houses and like go through their cupboard and take out all the shit food and then take them shopping and show them how to like buy healthy food or whatever. But the thing that I was like, come on, dude, is like I go to the grocery store, and if I'm walking down the aisle, I'll just do lunges as I'm pushing the shopping cart. And I'm like, shut the fuck up, dude. No, you're not. Like,
imagine being in Trader Joe's and doing lunges.
Exactly, dude. Like, I mean, like, trust me, I'm a no excuses. I will work out every fucking day.
Yeah, you're a machine.
But I'm not going into Whole Foods and fucking doing lunges down. Like, shut up, dude. Like, but anyway, I'm not happy about this, but I did see that something happened and she got fat again. And I'm just like, that's what you get for lying to people. But anyway.
Oh, true story though.
Yeah.
That's how it goes.
I forget what her last name was.
Face the Music. Okay. I'm sure we can Google her.
Yeah, I don't. It's okay.
But yeah, that's a little excessive.
Yeah.
That does bring me to, I was in the park with the dogs one day and there's this like mum club.
First of all, pause. Tell them what kind of dogs you have.
I've got 2 very fun French bulldogs.
2 French bulldogs that combined cost almost as much as my car.
No. Oh gosh.
Those things are so expensive.
They are, yeah. But you know what? They do bring joy. But I have always said if we ever got a 3rd dog, it has to, I want to not foster a dog. I want to
rescue.
That's the word. Thank you. Yeah. I want to rescue a dog because that is something I definitely always wanted to do. It was just very.
And in LA, that's a big thing. You have to like, people get pissed. Like, you bought a dog.
Yeah, no, for sure. But I don't work with this company called Dogs Without Borders, but I do send money a lot of the times to help them out. Yeah, because I really find like dog rescue places really need a lot of support. Okay. Like actually, that would be something that one day down the line, I'd love to open like a dog rescue facility. Really? Mm-hmm. I know. But yeah, on that note, no, we did not rescue the dogs. Well, it's actually, let's blame Lavon. Let's blame the husband. Yeah. Lulu, the first one. Right. She was a surprise gift for me as a Christmas present.
That's a crazy gift.
So yeah, and we were in Australia at the time visiting family. And yeah, I woke up on Christmas morning in the hotel and he was like, check your emails. And I was like, I don't want to check my emails. It's Christmas morning. And he was like, check your emails. And it was like the congratulations from the dog breeder. Congratulations, you're the new proud owner of Lulu. Wow. Yeah. And I was like, oh my gosh, sorry, mum and everyone. I want to leave Australia and go back to LA. But and then Prince is a COVID dog. Right. And
a lot of
was
people got those.
Yeah, they did, which is great if they were rescuing them. But as long as they still got them and it wasn't just like a dog is for Christmas and that's it kind of scenario.
I think people just were like stuck at home and like sad. Like one of my good friends, they got a cat.
Oh, I love cats.
I'm impartial to cats. Mm-hmm. Cats love me, which is weird.
Because you probably really don't like cats. Cats always like come more attracted to you if you don't fully like them.
Interesting.
Yeah. It's always the way, yeah.
That's funny. Well, because like I go to their house all the time, and they're like, he doesn't come out with anybody else.
But you?
Yeah, and he'll like rub up against me, and like it's really interesting. But like I don't like not like cats. I just
Yeah, you're probably not like me. I'd be on all fours going, "Hi, come
hilarious.
on!" Oh
yeah, definitely would not do that.
Oh yeah, probably wouldn't like me.
So like they basically to the cat, I'm playing hard to get.
Oh, hey, we always like that.
I mean, I do not like that. Please do not play hard to get. If you come across me, just tell me. If you want to fuck me, just tell me. I'm totally fine. We're all adults. We're all adults.
Does Canada girl want to?
I don't know. You have to ask her.
Oh.
I mean, who doesn't?
There we go. There's the spirit. There's the positivity. Own it.
I will say this. She was cool. She was a really cool girl. I didn't try to make it a one night stand. I kind of left it just like I want to talk to you and see you again. You know what I mean?
Okay, that's nice.
I think there's, in the past at least, maybe if I'm in a city like that in a situation where I'm like, I'm just gonna fuck this chick and I'm never gonna see her again. But this is like, I might see this chick again.
This might be the serious.
All right, slow down. But I'm just saying, I was a gentleman.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah. I can't believe you've never been to Austin.
No, I've never been
everywhere.
Yeah, not been to Austin. And funny you mentioned New Orleans. I've still not.
New Orleans.
I say New Orleans.
Well, most people do.
Oh,
but if you're from New Orleans, you say New Orleans.
New Orleans.
I learned this.
New Orleans.
My favorite city.
I've heard it's amazing.
Fucking love it.
We actually might be going in a few weeks.
I'm going in a few weeks.
Oh, really?
In August.
Oh, no, we're actually going in July.
The worst time.
Because it's hot.
And humid. And it rains for no reason. And
I
then the
don't
streets
mind.
get flooded.
Oh, that's
and you can't go anywhere.
Oh, that's not going to be good.
It's crazy, dude.
Okay.
I'm telling you, like, I don't know if you remember, because you were on the other side of the pond, but I want to say like 04 or 05, they had Hurricane Katrina.
Oh, yes.
And it was like the levees broke, and it was this crazy thing. And like people like just drowning, and they couldn't get supplies to them. And we're like, why can't the government get them supplies? But anyway, having been there, the first time we went, like I said, just a random day, hot, humid, and it just starts pouring rain for like 45 minutes. And you see the water rise to where like cars cannot go anywhere. They have to pull over. Otherwise, they'll get ruined. And even still, they might get ruined because their water is like above the hood in some cases. And I'm like, you guys just live like this. Like, it's crazy.
And even to today, it's still very much like that.
They could do about it. It's below sea level. It's literally below sea level.
I might have to question this July.
No,
trip,
dude,
then.
it's so fun, dude. It literally. Well, see, the thing for me, two things. One, I love vampires.
Yes.
There's gonna be vampires. Fucking New Orleans is the place. I got the last time I went, because the first time Ashton was with me. Last time I went, I was by myself, and I got really high, and I just walked around the French Quarter by myself, thinking. Have you seen Interview with the Vampire?
Oh, with Brad Pitt.
Yeah.
Yes.
And Tom Cruise fucking basically like kind of gets him in the corner, and I'm like, dude, if this is gonna happen, this is gonna be the night, dude. I'm high as shit walking around the French Quarter. I'm like, please let somebody turn me into a vampire. It didn't happen. But just like, so anyway, so that's one reason I love it. But number two, I actually have family that's like from Louisiana, and like kind of I had family members that live in New Orleans, and so for me it felt like even the first time I went, like it felt very familiar, even though I had never been.
Oh, interesting.
And there's a lot of different culture mixes there, but just the food and
that's the number one,
just
I
like
think,
and it's another reason why I love Austin. Like you just walk down the street, especially at night, and there's live music everywhere.
I've heard live music and food are like the two key things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And but like a mixture of food. You have your Cajun food, you have your Spanish, because it was owned by Spain for a while. You have your French food.
Yeah.
You have like, I don't know, and you just have like parades going on in the street, and like obviously there's drunk people, but it's just kind of fun. And
because you can drink in the streets as well. Like you can walk around
like Vegas.
with your
you
drinks.
Can walk around with drinks.
Yeah.
But also you can just fucking just observe and people watch, and
which I absolutely love.
Dude,
I could sit
fun,
somewhere and watch.
But it's also
all
like
day.
It's so old. It's kind of like when you go to like Italy or like places like where you're like, oh, this is old. Like this has been here for a long time. You feel that history, and that's why it's like it may be haunted. It may not, I never experienced anything, but like there's a lot of haunted stories in that.
Really? Oh, I didn't know about that. Actually.
Oh yeah, dude. There was like, so the reason, this is a fun fact. I don't know if I've talked about this podcast, but I don't remember the guy's name. But, and I don't remember what year, probably I want to say like 1700s, maybe 1800s. There was a serial killer around the French Quarter, and he was messing with the police. He was writing them letters like, hey, I killed somebody over on Peter Street or whatever, like, and he was messing with police like before. It was like, this is before forensics and stuff.
Yeah.
So, and then he sent a letter to the police. He said, okay, listen, I'm going to go around, I'm going to kill someone tonight. Anybody that's not playing jazz at their house is like, basically, I'm paraphrasing, but like, if they're not playing jazz, I might go into that house and kill the people.
Oh,
so
my.
Everybody in the French Quarter started playing jazz because they don't want to get murdered. They spread the word. And now that's why New Orleans is the jazz capital.
No way.
Because people didn't want to get murdered. Yeah.
Oh, I love that info.
Isn't that crazy?
Oh gosh, I'm gonna actually go home and tell some knowledge to.
It's great, right? You're welcome. You learn shit on my fucking
time.
podcast. I'd say when people that haven't been on come on, I'm like, they're like, is it funny? I'm like, I mean, I don't need to be funny on the podcast. It's partially entertaining, partially educational.
Yeah.
Like,
you get it all with Pete.
Yeah.
Don't
So
you?
you're going in July.
Well, it's actually hubby has a movie premiere, and it's in New Orleans. Yeah.
Did they film in New Orleans?
They did. Yeah.
Oh, so he's been there.
Yeah. He's been a few times, and he's always been like, "You've got to come." And when he was filming, it was a couple of years ago, around a Christmas time. I was supposed to go, but then
what's the movie called?
I could message
We're gonna edit that part out.
I could message him. Let's edit that.
Is it on his IMDb? Probably, right? You already filmed it.
Yeah, it
Let's
must
do
be.
it. Let's do some dead time here.
There you go.
Sorry, guys. We have to. I don't have. Unless Alex wants to look it up for me, it's okay. What's your husband's last name?
Rector, Rector. I want to say it's Irishman something.
Levon Rector. Look at that. Look at that handsome man right there.
Oh yeah.
Oh, he was on the Late Late Show with James Corden.
Oh,
So
he
was I.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Upcoming projects, The Channel.
The Channel. That's it.
Okay,
Sorry,
there you
it is
go.
an Irish style.
Okay.
Yeah. So
A little
that's
action
why.
movie looks like.
Yes.
Okay, let me do the promo for this movie.
Do it. Let's do the promo.
Okay, ready?
I'm not in it though.
I can't do a deep voice like the movie guy though. After their bank heist goes wrong, a desperate criminal, his out-of-control brother, and their motley crew of ex-Marines must escape New Orleans and the determined FBI agent who pursues them. Ooh.
How good does that sound?
It does sound good.
Yeah, and like all the special effects and everything that they
Yeah.
had to do was really impressive, apparently.
Okay.
So yeah, but that's the reason.
Is there any supernatural element to the film at all? Because it's in New Orleans.
Yeah, I don't know.
There's so many like cemeteries. The cemeteries are a fucking trip, dude.
Don't think they filmed there, but there was just a lot going on when they were filming. It was
Make
very
sure you
impressive.
go to some of the cemeteries.
I
You
don't
can do like
know.
a cemetery tour, but you can just walk by them and just look. Some of them are like you can't go in unless you're on a tour.
Oh right.
But like the tombs, it's kind of like Hollywood Forever, but like
I've still never been there.
wait, really?
Yeah.
You're missing out, dude.
I know. I should.
I
give
went
it
with
a go.
Triana
To a
before
movie, like a movie thing.
Yeah, they do like movies in the summer, but it's not the same anymore.
Yeah.
And when it first started, I mean, I used to go, God, years, 10, 15 years ago, and they used to play scary movies in the summertime at night in the cemetery. And it was
That's
so
fun.
cool.
Mm.
People got creeped out. I don't know, whatever, but it got really, really popular. But now it's all like Breakfast at Tiffany's and The Goonies, and like it's all like,
Goonies, though.
which is a great movie,
I
but
love
like
the Goonies.
they don't really do scary movies anymore, which is kind of like what made it cool that they had movies in the cemetery in the first
Yeah,
place.
that's
But
interesting.
it is still, it would be better if they had scary movies, but it's still like one of my favorite LA things to do.
Okay, maybe we
Yeah.
need to arrange this.
Yeah.
Let's have a look at the.
I'm here
summer?
most of June. It's usually on
We're in
Saturdays.
June now, right?
Huh?
Are we in June now?
Yeah, this is June now.
Okay, so we
I'm
need to have
here
a look.
most of the weekends. I'm here because I've been gone for 3 weeks, and I'm going to be gone all of July and
Yeah.
whatever. But anyway, it's one of I went with Triana. I think we saw Bring It On when we went.
I went with Triana to another place. It was over, I want to say, in the valley somewhere, and we
Uh-huh.
watched like League of Her Own.
Oh, great movie.
Yeah, great
Yeah.
movie. Yeah, I
Classic.
really enjoyed it. It was
Yeah,
good.
it's fun. But the cemetery, like I said, it was
It's a different experience.
it was cool when it was scary movies in the cemetery. 'Cause
Yeah.
you're just like, oh, this is weird.
Yeah.
But the cool thing is you can, it's BYOB. You can
Love
bring
that.
whatever, bring your food, bring
Yeah.
your picnic.
Sometimes
People
they
are
have
getting
like
high
food
as shit.
trucks as
Yeah,
well.
food trucks now. That's
Yeah.
why it's gotten really big.
It's a little quirky now, isn't it? It's all very Instagrammable and like
Definitely. They have a
just
little
what-
photo
yeah,
booth
what
thing, like
life
whatever.
is.
Of course.
Yeah.
And that's actually kind of, I think, why they
Switched
geared
it up.
towards not scary movies, because it's more commercialized. I
Yeah,
feel
it
like.
accommodates to more people, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Hey ho, that's the
But
way
it
it
is
goes.
it is a
Business.
cool thing to do. Okay, so you've been doing like auditions. How do you feel about the fact that most auditions now are self-tape? Because I fucking love it.
I actually love it because
Same.
then I don't get panicked when I see like a message or an email from my agency
Uh-huh.
and they're like, okay, tomorrow you've got to be at 3:00 at this
Right, I hate
place.
it.
And I'm like,
really, do I?
I'm
I gotta
hav-
rearrange my schedule
yeah,
now.
Yeah, and it's so hard with
Yeah.
private clients because
Exactly.
everyone loves their rhythm and their
Yeah.
routine and their times. And so now for me, it's lovely. Like I
fucking
love,
love it,
you
dude.
can retake
Do
as
it
many
again.
times as you like. You can be like, oh, actually, I don't like that top. I don't
Yeah.
look very like young mom or whatever.
Right.
I love it.
Yeah.
I know
I actually
Levon doesn't.
I actually get mad
Oh.
when I have to go in person. I'm like, what the fuck, dude? I gotta go to this office. Like, we're done with that, dude.
But then you have to be appreciative that you're still getting the auditions because
Sure.
there's not as many as there used to be.
Well, right now there's not.
Oh, because the
Fucking
writers.
writer strike.
Yeah.
There is
But it
shit
doesn't
going
affect
on.
TV commercials.
I mean, it should. I
Really?
think, if it's a union.
True.
I think everything
I'm
that's
still
going on right now
non-union.
is non-union.
I'm non-union.
Yeah, and which is fine. Like, I'm still getting stuff, but I don't think I've been in an audition in like 2 weeks,
Really?
self-tape or not. Like,
Gosh.
but, I
It's
mean, that's-
tough. It's understandable why, the
oh
strike
no,
and
I
everything.
get it,
Yeah.
but it's just like, also, like, I mean, I'm just so like buried in comedy that I'm like, I don't really fucking care, dude.
That is your a huge passion though, isn't it?
Love it.
Comedy,
Dude.
yeah.
Fucking love
The
it.
buzz, the creativity,
Everything
the
about it.
travel.
The only thing I don't like about it is the business aspect.
Dealing with like comedy
Gatekeepers,
places.
like,
Oh,
yeah,
what's
just like, you know, I'll email somebody and they won't email me back. And I'm just like, come on. Or like, I'll work a club and they'll say, great job, email me in 6 months. And then I'll email them and they don't follow. Like, because
Yeah.
that's standard. Most clubs bring you back
Okay.
like once a year,
Yeah.
maybe twice a year.
Oh,
But like, they'll be
really?
like, even like, I'm talking like on the road. Here it's
Okay.
different.
Yeah.
Email me in 6 months and you email them and you don't hear back. And you're like, you just fucking told me, you looked me in the face and told me to email you. Or like, I've had clubs that are like, you don't have enough followers on social media. And I'm
Oh,
like,
that
just like shit like that.
phrase.
Like the business side of it is
Yeah.
where I don't like, but everything else, dude, the travel's a little rough, but like I love it because there's a lot of places that I get to see that I never got to see growing up.
No, I can
at all.
imagine. And what's it like when it's like you want that point where they're knocking on your door, right?
For sure. When you have the leverage.
You have that though, I'm sure, with a lot of places
I
that you are
I have
at.
relationships where I have gotten to the point where there are clubs or bookers or whatever that they reach out to me and like, hey, are you available this? But
That's
I would say
great.
most of the time still I'm the one that has to like 90% of the
Hustle.
jobs you see me when I'm going somewhere are because I fucking emailed them
Yeah.
probably multiple times.
But that's just so rewarding though. Do you not
Yeah,
think?
100%.
Yeah, I still feel like I do those kind of things.
Yeah,
Like
you
if I
hustle
want
too.
to get like teach a class somewhere or
Yeah,
I want to be at this event or anything like that. It's a lot of hustling, isn't
it's a
it? So
lot of
I think
hustling.
a lot of the
It's
times you
it's
make it
a
look
it's a
easy.
relentless pursuit.
Yeah,
It's probably the
pursue.
best because it's like it's just nonstop. You cannot sit back and rest. Like I mean, there'll be times when like this weekend, like I was in Austin, and even though I was relaxing, it was like nonstop because I had shows and then I had a pot, I guess, and it was just like then I realized like shit, I didn't send any emails all weekend. Plus, it was like it's 2 hours ahead when I got there, and like it was just a bunch of like it was chaotic, but in a good way. But like I'm like shit, I haven't sent emails in 4 days.
Oh
So I
yeah,
had to come
panic
back and like
mode.
send emails again. And so it's just like you just can't stop
Yeah.
until you get to the point, like you said, where you have the leverage and they're seeking you, or you
Mm.
have, like a big manager that just is like, hey, you want to go work here? You're like, yes. And then I don't have that yet. But
Yeah. What about like having PR, like someone
I've thought about it.
I've worked with.
I know
I've
you
had-
have. But
Yeah.
I've asked you about it.
Yeah.
I've thought about it.
It's really great.
Yeah.
But it's a really big chunk out of your monthly income.
It's an investment for
It's
sure.
a big
and that's what I'm
investment.
saying.
But
So
it's a
like,
savvy one. It's a very good one.
Yeah,
I've got to admit.
I hope that I can get to the point where like I know it'll be worth it, but like, comedians, you ask anybody, I've talked about it in this podcast, but it's like, it's all about the bottom dollar. Like, we got to pay for our travel, our hotel, our this, and you're only getting this much money. So it's like, there's only so much money that we can put into, stuff like that. So I would like to get to the point where I have enough extra income through that I can, if you guys share the fucking podcast and whatever.
Yeah, share it. Everybody share it.
But I would like to get to the point where I can do that and it makes financial sense.
Yeah.
But for right now, I gotta hope that something goes viral and
There we
or
go.
something.
I'm surprised something hasn't
Same.
gone viral because
Same. I'm fucking hilarious.
Yeah, you're hilarious. You're very like you want to watch anything you ever post or your
Really?
stories like I see on Instagram. I'm always like sat there watching them.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Like there's a lot of people I'll
that's
be
good
like
to
just
know.
flicking through. I'm like, yeah, I know what they're saying. I know what they're going to say today. Da, 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 da. But with you, I feel like it's surprise.
Thanks.
You
Yeah,
don't know. You know what I mean?
I feel like and I too, like, I personally, because I have a lot of people that like just engage with everything.
Yeah.
And I have people that like, I don't have a huge platform, but like I have followers that will look at every story. And so there's sometimes where maybe something is post worthy, but I'll make it story worthy. So only
Yeah.
the special people that are actually taking the time to watch my stories get to see.
Oh,
Like the
okay.
whole thing. I don't know if you saw it, but like that Canadian girl I was talking about, I did a story where I'm like, this is Corey. She wants to move to Austin. Should we get married?
I
Like, yes
actually
or no?
Didn't see that.
Oh, really?
So I've completely
it was quite popular because like so many
Everyone
people
was-
were voting that we should get married.
Oh
And
my
I was
God,
like,
do we still have this? I need to see
it's
it.
probably archived.
So her name's Corey.
Corrine, but
Oh,
Corey
okay.
is short for Corrine.
But it is funny though, how I missed that. Like,
yeah,
how I see
it was
everything of
actually
yours.
very
What was I doing? Was
very
it the
popular.
weekend?
Here, hold on.
Was it on the weekend that you posted it?
It was
Not that I have a big social
no,
life.
it must have been Sunday.
What was I doing
So let's
Sunday?
see if it's still there. Sunday. Sorry for dead time.
Sorry, but it is fascinating. I'm posting a
Here,
lot.
it's coming up right now.
I have a funny
Watch.
story for you.
Look at.
Oh wow! Oh, isn't she lovely? You are high.
I was so high that night.
We are glowing.
I was just having a good time too.
What?
I was having a good time.
I'm really embraced in this.
Yeah.
Sorry, podcast
No,
might
it's
have
okay.
to
No,
pause
it's
for a
okay.
moment.
You guys, if you missed it on my Instagram story, I'm sorry. Maybe I'll share it again. Who
Can we
knows?
not repost?
You could repost a story like that. It's archived, so I can just repost it if I want to.
She's lovely.
She's gorgeous. I was just like,
Can I? Obviously, I've missed the
missed the poll,
voting,
but the
poll,
final tally was 88%.
We'll add another one
voted
because
that we
I
should get married. So, okay.
How did I miss that? That's crazy.
I don't know. It was Sunday, and it was pretty late too.
Oh, I was probably asleep.
Yeah, definitely. It was. It was definitely past your bedtime, knowing you, because it was like it had to be like close to 2:00 in the morning.
Oh, I've already had like
in
5
Austin,
hours
which would have been like
sleep.
midnight here, but you were still asleep.
I've had 4 hours sleep.
Yeah. So we have to wrap this up. I'm so sad that we have to wrap this up. I know. So SLR Life is the
fitness app.
Is the fitness app. They
Mhm.
could find you there.
Yeah.
And you have different length classes, right?
Oh,
like
I
short
do.
classes.
From short to like full on 50, 55 minute
And
classes.
some are like, I'm assuming like maybe like minimal equipment. Some are no equipment.
You can do absolutely everything without equipment.
Okay.
But I like to always, show how I would use equipment.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
you can, go through the different filters on the thing to say, hey, I want to do a 20-minute workout with a resistance band today, and it'll show you those ones.
Perfect.
And there's also challenges like a accountability challenge. So if you are somebody that just you don't know what video to go for today, then go to like the 7-day sculpt challenge and start and go through that. So you've always got something to help you, or a whole month challenge where every day of the month you've got a workout already, suggested to you, which a lot of people find that really helpful.
Yeah.
Because you can go through the library of videos. I think there's like close to probably 260 videos on there at the minute.
Okay.
And yeah, it's very overwhelming, I can imagine.
And then you have private clients as well.
I have private clients, and
so if you want to train with Sarah, you can reach out to her.
Absolutely, even virtually as well. I still
that's a big thing. Virtual, from your own home, you could live in Saskatchewan, which is in Canada.
Oh, thank you for telling me that, because I was like, I have no idea
it's
where that is.
Of Canada.
Oh,
that's not where she's from.
Okay, that's interesting. I thought that was.
Yeah, you can from anywhere in the world.
Anywhere, and then
your Instagram. I'll put it in the show notes.
Yeah.
But it's SLR, right?
It's at the SLR_life.
Because you used to be you used to have your name, but you changed it.
And then I changed it, so it's a bit more brandy.
But I feel like if they type Sarah Louise Rector, they would find you.
I think so. Yeah.
Still.
Yeah, absolutely. I think they do. And then same, you can also type Sarah Louise Rector in on the App Store to get my app as well.
Yeah.
It comes up there, so if you don't remember the SLR Life,
Perfect.
Sarah Louise Rector.
Perfect. Now, when you're making these videos, do you like stress about the outfits you're going to wear?
I mean, I am a big outfit girl.
I know. That's what I'm asking. And so am I.
It sometimes gets to a point where I'm like, okay, I need new fitness wear. This is getting
all
a
the
joke.
time. I feel that way all the time.
But this year I wanted to make a more conscious effort not to spend so much money. As much as it's nice, I get freebies of activewear here and there.
Right.
I don't get enough to support me.
Hold that thought. Do you know that Nike,
Oh, you told me.
Did I tell you?
Yeah, they
took our fucking discount away. I've had that discount for like 5 years.
I never used
30% off everything, and I went in the app and it was gone.
That's so tough.
I only get 10% now.
You need to speak to head office.
I tried. I don't have enough leverage to be like. They were like, yeah, sorry.
How many followers have you got?
They were like, sorry, here's 10%, and I'm like, fuck. Dude.
I mean, 10%'s better than nothing.
It's better than nothing, but like.
Yeah.
It's 30%, dude.
Yeah, I know.
One of the hardest things for me is paying full price for shit that I used to get for free or hook up with.
But then look at it like, okay, think of all the years where you did save. It's kind of overriding a little bit now. I know it's annoying.
It's 30% off.
But put it towards your taxes.
I'm a Nike whore.
Yeah, you love and Fabletics men, right?
I do like some Fabletics stuff. Yeah. I love their joggers, like tops and bottom.
Their shorts are good for men.
Yeah, and their shorts. I'm a big fan of the shorts with the liner
Oh,
that has the phone pocket.
Yes, nice.
Because when I run,
Yeah.
there's been several times I run marathons for those of you guys that
Yeah, you do.
are just tuning in for Sarah, but I run marathons and I go on long runs and I have my phone in my hand. And sometimes it's just like, if it's hot outside, like it was really hot in Austin this weekend. You know, the phone gets hot sometimes and too hot and it starts to go and you're like, hey, no, I need my sounds.
Yeah.
So having it in the pocket helps keep it a little bit cooler. And also, but there's been several times where I've just completely eaten shit on a run and then my phone fucking like, and I probably like tweaked something in my arm because I was trying to save my phone from falling.
I can
So
imagine.
like having that pocket, I wish more brands, and a lot of brands do it now, but like Nike only has like one pair of like leggings that has them, I think.
The
like,
internal phone pocket.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
So come on, Nike. You take my 30% fucking discount and you don't have a phone pocket. Come on. Just do it. Okay. Well, Sarah, dude, it's always, you're one of my favorite people.
Thank you. Likewise.
I'm glad we got to do this.
Yeah.
I'll put all of your info. Do you have anything like coming out other than your app or like any like hosting gigs or modeling gigs? Like people could look out for you.
I have a very exciting TV hosting.
Oh.
Like, I'm like this. I have a chemistry test with the other host.
Oh, really?
Next week.
Well, I will have you know, Sarah, that there have been several people that have come on this podcast with similar things and they got like these big things after being on this podcast. I'm not saying it's because of me, but it probably is.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah, no, we're gonna make it happen. It's
this
gonna happen.
This will be very fun. So yeah, next week.
All right. Well, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having
Thank you guys
me.
for listening to Camera Ads 10 Pounds. If you're listening on Apple Podcasts, rate it, leave a review, subscribe. Same thing on Spotify. It helps us in the algorithm. So thank you guys for listening, and we'll see you guys. Oh, where the fuck am I gonna be? What's today? Okay. Next shit. What day is today?
Today's Wednesday.
Yes.
The 8th.
I'm going to be
9th?
at JP's Comedy Club in Phoenix, headlining on Thursday, June 15th. So if you're anywhere near Phoenix, it's actually in Gilbert, which is right outside of Phoenix. But if you're going to be there, please come. And then Wednesday, June 21st, I'm going to be at the Brea Improv with my good friend Elizabeth Weichert. She's known as the Golden Unicorn. She's been on this podcast before. So those are two. If you're picking a show to come to one of those. And then I'll put the rest of my shows up on my Instagram or whatever, like I always do. Thank you guys for listening. Have a good day. Bye.
Woo!